Hi Earthlings, I'm Trice. Have you tried quantum jumping but you feel it's just not working for you? Well, fear not, I've got you. I use quantum jumping in my Uncover Hidden Money Blocks class. And I have found the 3 key places where most people get tripped up. And I am going to share those secrets with you so you can quantum leap into any reality that you desire. Before we get started, I want to recap what quantum jumping is. It's just a huge shift in energy. And beliefs carry an energy and a vibration. So a huge shift in energy for a human would be switching your beliefs almost to the total opposite. I hate rich people, I love rich people. That would be a quantum shift in energy. And why do I bring it back to beliefs? Because I believe that the Trice that you see here is just a manifestation of a whole bunch of beliefs. And this is much easier to see on a story. I was having a conversation with a client yesterday and she said, Trice, it would just be embarrassing only to earn $300 for my business. And that took me back. I was like, well, why would that be embarrassing? That would be fantastic. And she's like, it's so little. I mean, who could I tell? This was very contrary to when I started my business. I would phone my friends and brag that I was earning $560 a month. I would brag, I would tell everybody that I knew what a baller I was, earning $560 a month. You see, we had very different beliefs about a very similar amount of money. I thought businesses are like babies. In the beginning, they take from you, and just breaking even is successful. And I was clearing a profit of $560, so I felt like a baller. For my client, she felt like, oh my gosh, you see all those people on TV? They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even $50,000 is a paltry sum. These 2 beliefs shaped our current reality. My business grew and flourished for the past decade, and her business never took off the ground because of that downward spiral of energy. So if you use quantum jumping to shift your beliefs, you will shift your reality dramatically. Now I'm going to show you the 3 most common places where people get stuck, and I'm going to start from the easiest and most obvious to the more subtle. The first place most people get stuck is they don't want to give up the belief. They think they do, but they really don't. Let me showcase. Every belief has benefits. I quantum jumped a few months ago the belief I love sleeping in to I love waking up early. Now, every belief has benefits. Sleeping in has tons of benefits. You can probably already see them and feel them. It's cozy, it's wonderful, you wake up relaxed, you feel like having breakfast in bed. It's a comfortable life. Waking up early has a couple pain points. There's that band-aid of getting out of bed before you really desire. But then I mined the benefits that I would receive. It's like my Christmas morning. I could get all my work done without feeling rushed. I got up at 5 this morning to film this video. And in order to receive those benefits, I had to give up the benefits of the old belief. Now that one, it's easier than most because there's no emotional entanglements. For example, I had this gentleman in my workshop, and we uncovered the subconscious belief that in order to get love, you have to please people and not shine too bright around them. This was a subconscious belief that we brought up to consciousness. Now, the irony is that he's an actor and he wants to have a super stellar career. An actor is supposed to shine bright. They are the star. So do you see how this desire and this subconscious belief are at odds? And this subconscious belief, even though it might not look good on the surface, like who would want to be around somebody where I have to dim my light? He has operated that way for all 40 years of his life, and it has made him receive love, at least in a way that he feels comfortable with. He doesn't have to try too hard. He doesn't really have to go out of his comfort zone. He can say to himself, I am superior. I choose love over money. That belief is giving him comfort and ease. And if he wants to quantum jump it, there is going to be a fear that you will lose love, because you could lose that type of relationship. You will attract a different relationship, but the old one, the pleasing one, might fall away. This is what really hangs people up when quantum jumping. So I suggest you write down all the things that the old belief is giving you, and then write down all the things the new belief will give you. When you can see it outside of yourself, sometimes it shows you, yes, you have stuff that you have to give up, but there's so much to lose if you don't. The second most common place where people get stuck using quantum jumping and it won't work for them is they uncover the belief that they want to shift. I had this client, he found the belief, hard work doesn't pay off. And for a whole week, he could not figure out what to shift the belief to. This is the second biggest place where most people get tripped up. Now I helped him. I said, you shift the belief to hard work does pay off. Hard work doesn't pay off, hard work does pay off. Oh, it seems so obvious sitting here. But what happens when you are living from a belief? You cannot see another belief. That's why it's called a block. So there's a little trick you can do that will help get you close to finding the belief you want to shift to. You think of the belief that you've uncovered that you want to shift, and then you think of directly the opposite. For example, I was realizing I was playing not to lose. I was playing very conservatively in my business, on the sideline, not wanting to take risks, any risks. I was playing not to lose. Instead of, if I'm manifesting $1 million income stream, I need to be playing to win. You cannot win the game if you're playing not to lose. You see how it's directly the opposite? Now, often it does take reflection. It does take time. It sounds so simple with me just plopping these two things right here. But it took me about a month of time to figure out the belief that I was playing not to lose, that I had inherited that from my family. That was the block. Which actually, guys, now doing this video, I realize even finding the block to begin with can be a big hiccup. If you are having trouble finding the block or finding the belief that's holding you back, I do have a worksheet that you can download for free in the description below. It will help you uncover the money block. The third thing that trips a lot of people up when quantum jumping is that they find the belief, they find the block that's holding them back, but it feels like part of your DNA, part of your soul. It's not something that you can shake or let go. It's almost like your skin color. To rectify this, I tell people to find the origin story. And I'm going to tell you something. Anybody that I've taken through this exercise, their mind has never failed to find the origin story. What's the origin story? So I used to have this block. Oh my gosh, guys, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to fit in always my life. Always, always, always. Always trying to be like everybody else. Because the block was, I can remember my mom telling me when I was a kid, Trice, if you keep behaving like this, nobody's ever going to like you. Now, my mother loves me, loves me, loves me. It wasn't out of a meanness thing. It was like, little girl, you're so unruly. How are you going to fit in society? People aren't going to accept you. She, through her life experience, was trying to help me. But I internalized that as if I show my true colors, people aren't going to accept me. So I tried to fit in. Now you can imagine how well that went. But because I could see that it was an origin story, because that I could see that it was my mom's fear suggesting that, not that there was something wrong with me, finding this origin story allows you to see it is not something that you're covered in, not part of your soul and your DNA. It is simply something that you've picked up that you can just as easily discard. And that's what I did. I quantum jumped that belief a while ago from I want to fit in to I was born to stand out. this allows me to own my authentic self. Now, I do have one bonus tip. If you've watched this far, you definitely are into quantum jumping, and guys, I am telling you, this is the superpower for changing your life. At least that's how it's happened to me. It has helped me double my income in less than 6 months. And I was even afraid to say that a few months ago. I said it in a video this summer, but because I was afraid the income would go away, but it's still there. And I think I could double it again. And I really owe that to the power of quantum jumping, of rooting out these money blocking beliefs, so to speak. So one thing that I've noticed through all these quantum jumps is they feel different than I thought they would. For example, it's like rich people. They just magically look rich, right? If you're not rich, they magically look like they have no problems. Everything's easy peasy. It's champagne and grapes all day. But if you are rich, or hang around rich people, you will see that that's not. They have huge fires to put out. I have this client, they had 3 restaurants here in New York City. 2 are at 25% capacity, and 1 is totally shuttered. So overnight, he started doing catering out of his kitchen, meaning that's a gigantic shift. And people would say he's wealthy, and from the outside, it looks so easy. So you might have quantum jumped and not even known it. How you know if you've quantum jumped is if different feelings or things show up. For example, me, I started taking books off my bookshelf that I've had there for 10 years and I thought I'd always have. I'm like, nope, I'm ready for this to be passed on. I've hired an editor to edit my course. I've hired somebody to revamp my website. These things I have never done in the history of ever. I'm trying to showcase that different actions will show up. So instead of being trapped in your mind and saying, this is not what I thought it would feel like, follow the actions. Do you find yourself thinking different thoughts? Do you find yourself doing different things? That's a sign that you've quantum jumped. Now, all possibilities always live inside you at all time. To put another way, that means all beliefs live inside of you at all times. It's just the one that is activated that shows up in your reality. For example, I could retreat back to I love sleeping in if I so desired. If I activated that belief, it would come back to life. So just because you feel the urge of sleeping in, so to speak, does not mean you haven't quantum jumped to waking up early. I like that one because it's just so concrete and freaking clear. And I'm so excited. I have started creating a school called Rich Girl Academy, helping you learn everything that you've never learned in school about finance. And the first 2 courses are this On-Cover Hidden Money Block class, as well as Money Management for Millionaires in the Making. So if you're interested, stay tuned. The details will be coming next week. Ciao!